What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's definitely a rainy, cold day here in beautiful Ohio, and it's a double shot of espresso kind of day. I woke up about 5:30 this morning, and I did go to the gym at 8, which is earlier than usual. I worked out with my trainer today. So before I went, I had Cheerios and a banana in oatmeal, which is usually a good pre-workout meal for me. I focus on more protein after the actual workout. Sometimes I do a little bit before, but when I have something like eggs or veggie sausage, something with like fat in it, it sometimes makes me nauseous during my workout, so I'm very particular on what I eat. Admittedly, I did not chug enough water because my grip strength was really weak during my workout, and that's like a good kind of indicator of when I don't drink enough.
Get your ass on that bar right now.
Okay, so one of the biggest questions that I get often is, how do I stay motivated to exercise, to eat healthy, to work hard throughout the various seasons of life and winter months and busy schedules and working a lot? Honestly, I struggle to answer this because part of it is seeking out and surrounding myself with things that lift my energy and lift my vibration, if that's the lingo that you're used to. And part of it is that I am a very internally motivated person, meaning that I don't rely on my schedule, on the weather, on whatever the factors are. I still get done what needs to get done. And this is something that carries over from fitness to nutrition to business to life. I've been like this actively, so like as far back as I can remember is 16. You know, I was like not really in a good place in my life, and I wanted to do something about it to feel better in my own skin, to look better, to enjoy kind of life more. And I found that through discipline, through the discipline of doing hard things, eating well, exercising, it made life a little bit easier. It made it a little more enjoyable. I feel powerful when I do that kind of thing. And so I guess that's the biggest thing that keeps me motivated. Around the holidays, you know, I still do indulge, but I still stick with a consistent program, because the more consistent you are, meaning day after day, week after week, the less treat meals will negate your progress. So the more consistent you are, your body's used to this. Having a treat meal here and there is not gonna throw you off your game. I don't watch that much TV. I read a lot. I listen to podcasts a lot. I like to hear insight and inspiration from other people's journeys to getting in shape, to building a business. You know, there are big things that I want to do and that I'm actively pursuing in my life. Things that I don't even feel like comfortable with, I guess, and definitely not tell other people because they'd say, who are you to think you can do this kind of thing? I definitely mess up. And I think that's the biggest component here, is that I'm not perfect at this by any means. I mess up every single day. As you saw in the workout video, I just could not get that third rep, and it's very frustrating to me, and I do get upset with myself, and I put a lot of pressure on myself that's arguably unhealthy at times, but that's something that just kind of comes with the territory. So in terms of motivation, I know I sound like a broken record, but it's discipline. It's getting into the habit of doing it, basically firing the neurons in your brain, you know, the neurotransmitters, over and over and over again, so that every single day I'm conditioned, I'm used to doing this thing, so that it's easier for me when I don't want to. So kind of like when you are driving on a dirt road, the more tire tracks go over that, the smoother it will be, the easier it'll be to drive. I also feel like when I'm not on my health game, my business suffers, my motivation, my drive to get up early and get things done suffers, and I don't get as much done, and that puts me behind. And because there's money involved, and because this is something that is very close to my heart that I need to do, that I need to get done, it's something that I have no choice. I basically put myself in a position, in a mindset where if you do not do this today, you will fail. And again, it might be too hardcore for people listening, but That's the kind of thing that goes through my head. And I definitely don't think you have to be extreme on yourself all the time. And I do take breaks and I do rest, but majority of my energy comes from the momentum that I give when I give myself into these habits, into work, and that's what fulfills me. If someone were watching this who feels stuck, who feels lazy, who feels like a piece of shit, to be honest with you, because I know sometimes that's the thought that goes through your head. Like if I miss my workout, I'm like, why would you do that? You know you're gonna feel better after. If you are feeling like that right now and you feel stuck, the best thing you can do right now before this video ends is to get moving. Put your tennis shoes on, move your body, like do something to get out of that headspace. The easiest thing you can do is go for a walk or go for a run. Get on the bike, do some air squats, do some push-ups, like just do it. Physically get out of your own puddle of self-pity and just get moving. I have a bad habit of telling myself that I can't, just like 90% of the people watching this. And so I make sure to be very, very, very intentional about who I surround myself with, who brings me up, who challenges me, who calls me out of my own bullshit, because that's all very essential and important to moving forward. And the people around you are not doing you a favor by sugarcoating, and I'm also giving that advice to myself because I know that I'm guilty of this. And sometimes the truth isn't something that you want to hear. So if you're watching this and you feel some type of way and you're like, well, it's easy for you to say you are in shape, or it's easy for you to say you have a gym to go to, it's easy for you to say blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Remember that we're adopting this mentality of getting it done no matter what time of day it is, no matter what the weather is like, no matter what time of year, holiday, whatever. It's part of who I am. And without that drive, I have nothing. And that goes for nutrition, that goes for training, that goes for business, like all of the above. If you want unsugar-coated advice and something to actually get you started, it's just to get moving, like ASAP. Right now, today, no matter what time of day you're watching this. I don't really have the right answer. I don't have a specific thing to tell you that's gonna make you wanna get moving or not, but it has to come from deep inside. One thing that I'm very intentional about as well is stress relief. So I'm very particular on that, because if I do not prioritize that, I'll get sick, I'll burn out, or run myself into the ground. And so there's this very fine line of a balance, and I'm working on it every day. Attach your identity to somebody that XYZ, that works hard, that doesn't handle excuses, that pushes past mental boundaries. It doesn't make me any better than you. It doesn't make anybody else out there who achieves great things any better than you. It's just that they practice this discomfort on a daily, hourly, momentary basis. I cried during my workout this morning. It's been happening a lot lately. I feel like it's because there are mental boundaries in my head, and sometimes I just get very, here we go again. I get hard on myself because I know I should be further than where I'm at, or I think I should be further. And then it brings me back down when I see messages and I see comments and I see people who are like, I feel this, or this helped me, or sometimes this shit is really hard. And I try to surround myself with people who get it, who can sort of talk me off the ledge, but sometimes it gets to you. And I guess right now I'm working past a big mental boundary of saying that I can't. Sorry, you guys. Saying that I can't and telling myself that I must. And that's literally what we were talking about this morning during my workout. This is my awesome trainer's advice. And I can't, it pours over into every single area of my life. And that's literally my intention going into 2021. That's my intention for the day, for the week. I hope this was the kind of motivation that maybe gives you a kick in the butt to do the thing you want to do. I'm also a very optimistic person. Optimistic, but also realistic. I know I could fail. I know things could go wrong. I refuse to take no for an answer. And sometimes 95% of the time, my biggest critic is right inside of myself. So it's this daily battle of going back and forth. I know that I'm rambling. But just know that you're capable of much more than you think you are, and this is also me telling myself this. Sometimes it takes sucking it up and getting done what needs to get done. So on that note, I have a bunch of emails to send. Just to give you an insight, one of the biggest ways that I'm building my business is actually by reaching out to different bloggers. I don't know if you can see this or not. There There we go. Reaching out to a bunch of different bloggers to see if they want to collaborate with my journal brand to share it with their audience and do a giveaway and all of that. I'm sure you've seen it on social media. So that's on my to-do list today. So this is the tedious work that it takes to get things done, to move the needle forward, to do things that will help me leave the legacy. Oh yeah, that is nice. We upgraded our shipping to smaller packages, smaller bubble mailers, and that looks clean, baby. Look at that. I would love to receive this nice, beautiful package in the mail. We out here upgraded. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for listening and connecting and watching. Most of the time, I genuinely try to make my videos upbeat and the same kind of energy that I carry into my days. And sometimes that energy is very high, sometimes it's very low. So you just happen to catch me on a day where I was just really in my head, really in my feels. And I hope that this helps you to know that nobody's perfect. And even though I share health, I fall off the bandwagon. I go crazy sometimes. I do eat desserts and junk food and all of that. I just know that I'm in my power. I feel the best when I'm centered and rooted in healthy habits. We're all human. We're all just trying our best to make it through, and sometimes it feels like the world is crashing down, and then the very next day could be the best day that you've had in quite some time. So I think it's important to share a little bit of everything, well-rounded, you know, as much as I try. Again, I do a lot of work on personal growth and self-talk and all of that, and I still struggle from time to time. So I just thought it was important to share a moment of weakness, if you will, because that shows the true realm of what it's like to go through this journey, and it's not always perfect. So whatever garbage you're watching on YouTube that says it should be beautiful and glamorous, and the lighting and the gym setting and the Lululemon clothes, like all of that is just unnecessary if you don't have it going on in here and know exactly what it takes to succeed. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening and connecting. This community is kind of like a little friend group that I always wanted to have, and so I feel like when I'm sharing my life and sharing my thoughts, it's really nice to connect with other people through it, and so I really appreciate you watching this, and yeah, thank you again. I'll see you guys next week.